Salty Chillers Entertainment review on Destiny 2's Forsaken trailer that they released, and our thoughts, if we're hype, concerns, and just what we overall think of the Bungie's ViDoc and reveal stream that they've done this past week. We're a little slower on the uptake on posting things out just due to our scheduling, but we do our best to get things out as soon as possible. So Herodarkness here is joined by Richnumbers and Renegade. I know we got the HRR going on tonight, guys.
Whoa.
So, what are you guys' thoughts when you first watched that trailer? What was going through your mind?
My first thought was just like, oh, it's gonna be like another one of those kind of DLCs. And then it was just like, we are changing everything. I'm like, wait, what?
I was like, this looks like Destiny. This feels like Destiny. I want it.
You see, I didn't play the first Destiny, so I don't know what Destiny used to be.
Yeah, and so it's interesting to hear your take on this as we start
Yeah.
delving a little more deeper as a first-time player to Destiny versus
Yeah.
me and Rich here, where we're year 2 Destiny 1 players on. And I agree with Rich. As I watched the trailer, I'm like, am I dreaming? Is this for real?
They fixed it!
Yeah, they fixed to me some mega concerns. Yeah, they had the reasons of why they went to primary, so to speak, and throw the special and heavy in the heavy slot. But it feels nice, the fact that to have something once again we'll back to our similar Destiny 1 playstyle, which was auto rifle, hand cannon, scout rifle, pulse rifle in one slot, and then a fusion rifle, sniper rifle, shotgun in another slot, and then a rocket launcher in another slot. And the fact that they said that you can run with 3 shotguns in the video was just like, what?
I'm not a big fan of shotguns.
Okay,
I think there's 2 different sniper rifles. I like
well,
2
this
different
topic.
launchers.
Well, I remember in the video, he said, like, if you want to play it in how you play Destiny 2, you can do that. And then, if you want to play how you play Destiny 1, you could do that. And I was just like, what could I do in Destiny 1 that I can't do in here?
Yeah, so what you can do in Destiny 1, the loadout was, and this is where a lot of us older players are ecstatic about, the fact that I can go run with an auto rifle, pulse rifle, hand cannon, with a sidearm, or fusion rifle, or sniper rifle, or a shotgun, and then with the sword or rocket launcher.
What was the other heavy that they had besides sword and rocket?
I'm
There was something else.
drawing a blank at the moment. But the fact that you can go with that old loadout again and just feel awesome.
Wait, so are you saying that they didn't have, like, locked things like, this is where your kinetic goes, this is your energy,
Well,
this is
the
your...
kinetic was hand cannons, auto rifles, pulse rifles, scout rifles. Your special was sniper rifles, fusion rifles,
And
shotguns.
that goes as your energy weapon in Destiny 2.
Then heavy was rocket launchers,
Oh.
swords.
I want that. That sounds so much better.
Yeah, and so it's all like, yes, and the fact that they say 3 shotguns, like, what? Are you kidding me? Now this does raise the question, can I run around with 3 swords?
Hero.
Machine gun, and fusion rifle was heavy, it was machine guns.
Okay, so I had it backwards, so it's fusion rifle that was in the heavy slot. But still, like, 3 swords, like, if that's possible, Bungie, please confirm.
Why would you want to? Well, I guess because you can. That'd be one reason.
An anti-clown, Honorable Combat.
Yes,
yes. How
dead
could I
clown
completely forget?
or anti-clown. Like, when I told him the news, he's like, is this for real? I was like, I want confirmation. Bungie, please confirm over the summer, please.
Please confirm.
And so that like, when they said that, like, I just like, yes, about time. And Renegade, you're just like, How was D1 like?
Well, what did he mean by D1? And I'm just like, oh,
Yeah, it is definitely interesting how the weapon slot changes are coming back to how it was before, and how the D1 fans are excited for it, and some of the D2 fans are like, what is this? And do some homework on it. And the fact that you can 3 swords, I mean, if that is a thing, I want to do private matches where we just use swords only.
That would be great.
hey, here, do you know what I want to do?
What?
3 bows. Maybe a
I would have
4th if I do my Void Walker. Not Void Walker, Night Stalker, that's
Night
it.
Stalker.
I know my classes.
Come on, you main the hunter.
I know, I'm such a disappointment.
So, you know, if we do 3 swords, those running warlocks might also just float down and have a 4th.
Yeah, that's another thing during the ViDoc. For those who haven't watched it, as they're discussing, they're like, "Oh yeah, by the way, we decided, you know what? We're gonna add bows to the game. Why? Because why not?"
Because we just felt like, hey, I mean, the Dawnbreaker has a sword. Uh, basically, I mean, we don't have shields or anything like that. I'm saying, like, they're just like, okay, that's a sword. What else can we take from a class? I know. How about the hunters? Give me that bow. We're making it into something.
See, that's one thing I wish with Night Stalker, little side ramp, is that my bow can one-shot Guardian if I'm using just the
The one
single
shot
shot.
quiver, yeah, the single shot.
I miss sniping people halfway across the map with that and just killing them. How does it kill them? I'm sad. But
I
yeah,
am actually... Continue.
I am,
Sorry.
I am looking forward to all the different supers though, because they look interesting, intriguing, and how that'll be interesting how they can change the flow. Because I know up until this point, most of the time warlocks are viewed more as ad control, not so much to help during DPS phase. So it'd be interesting if they actually get a super that can actually deal a good amount of damage to a boss.
Like the Kamehameha.
Okay, when they went through and showcased all the supers, not gonna lie, I feel like they showed a little more love towards hunters during the VDoc than any other class. Because they showed the Arc
I
Strider
don't know. I think
deflecting,
Warlocks was equally.
no, they only showed 2 of the 3. They showed the Arc Strider, like, literally playing as Darth Maul here for a moment, okay?
Oh wait, yeah, I forgot about that one.
He was deflecting bullets with his Arc Staff activated, okay? I mean, if you can deflect bullets, I mean, Arc Strider, I mean, yeah, we like joking about it as a meme, but come on, Darth Maul to the extreme. Okay, guys, we get it. You love Star Wars a little bit. And now, they just said, you know what, guys, warlocks, you know what, let's just make them anime for a moment. We're gonna borrow from, Dragon Ball Z for a moment. Goku, yeah, we're gonna use you. I mean, you're gonna launch this stream of like arc energy at someone. And they may have took some inspiration from the Soul Stream from Dark Souls 3, a little bit,
Just a little.
just a little. And then, oh yeah, we love the quick teleportation that anime has in the fighting. So yeah, let's do that. And then just in the middle
Again
of a
from Dragon
crowd.
Ball.
Yeah, and then or just any anime ever.
True.
And then just in the middle of a crowd of enemies, you just unleash a fury, or you act like a nuclear void bomb and just. I mean, yeah, we'll do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, it's like Warlocks became anime, Hunters got love, Titans, you got a
Well,
hammer.
You got not just any hammer. You got yourself a big hammer. You want to feel like Thor? No, you're Thor. You're not just like, hey guys. You're like, I got the hammer. More from Thor, from
Okay.
like Infinity War type Thor. Like, yeah, like that type of thing. You're wielding is like Infinity War Thor. Is what you got. I mean, really. Oh, and then not to mention the striker, like superhero landing. Like, really, you get superhero landing as you punch down on the ground. I mean, they took Fist of Havoc and literally made you have a fist to do superhero landing. So I guess Titans are
Oh,
hashtag
I guess
superheroes now.
that wasn't. I just always thought that Titans could always do that. But then now thinking back to it, they just like would run close to people and just like do like this slam on the ground. Like they wouldn't jump in the air or anything, I don't think.
Yeah, it was like, all right, we're going to go from body slam to where you jump in the air and you charge down and fist. Granted, that feels like it already came from D1 when they had the with one of the supers abilities that you can do with the Fist of Havoc, aka Fist of Panic, where you can do like a shoulder charge down to the ground and do it that way. So, you know, but hey, you got a superhero landing,
Yeah.
and then you get to be Thor from Infinity War. I mean, oh, come on, guys. I mean, I know you're saying you're pulling it from your Rise of Iron DLC from Destiny, but you guys have Infinity War, and you're like, let's make that a thing.
Oh, wow, that looks really cool. I'm just gonna take that and put it in here.
Or just make it a big hammer and just go through everything multiple times over. Like if anything like the bows in the new supers excite me.
Yeah, that's what got me the most excited. Though, another thing about the bows, if we could go back to that for a second, they said that there's going to obviously be different types of bows because they said in it there's going to be a short, a mid, and a long range bow. So I'm
Yeah,
assuming, like, say the short range bow, it's probably going to be like faster to reload, not as much impact. Maybe like have like you can load 3 arrows into it because I believe I saw that also in the ViDoc where one bow actually fired 3 arrows.
yeah, it's gonna be interesting with the bow play, and I'm really the reveal stream was decent in my opinion. They touched on things that got me excited. The fact that I now can have my lore book here. I mean, lore junkies, let's go nuts for a moment
Oh,
and
the
just go and
collectionist.
have our collection of lore, and we just can sit there in the screen as we're waiting for our group to get together, and we're just reading through things on the lore. It's like, oh yeah, that's right. And then I can just picture, like, you know, Bearded Grizzly, Joker, My Name is Bife, just having a field day, and everybody else in the lore community having a field day with their collection of lore that they've collected. Like, they finally brought back what seems like the ghost fragments and actually inserted into game, and it's in game. As like, Bungie, good job. Took you about 4 years to listen, but you did it. You did it.
You know, that's gonna be fun to look at into. I don't go into lore with most games. I collect it, but I don't go and actually read it. So that's gonna be something that's like if I get bored in games, like what do I feel like doing? I got lore I can read now, and I know where it's located at too. I don't devour half the land just to find it all. The one thing I'm actually looking forward to is actually sort of the end game place, the Beaming City. Remember, that's what I was talking about.
The
Yes.
home of the Awoken.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm looking forward to that place. End game stuff. You beat the game. This is where you go and chill with your friends, wreaking havoc. What it looks like. I'm looking forward to that. It's not okay. Time to do this. Let's go do this. No end game stuff. So I'm hoping that place has some good stuff to grind out, good loot to get. That's the place you want to go to power level to level up your light level instead of doing the weekly powerful engrams that you can do once a week and then you suck at that light till next week. I hate that grind right
We
now.
don't know if that's gonna still be a
I know,
thing or
but
not.
I hope there's something in there to help boost the grind with light, but not make it light too easy to grind. I don't want easy grind light, but I don't want to be locked behind light grind week by week. I want something I can grind daily that slowly increases my light up.
Yeah, and one thing that's cool on that note, like, yes, we did have the reef, okay, but not the reef. The fact that we're able to go and explore it. I hate it when they said in the ViDoc, a place that you've never been to before in the reef. Yeah, the reef was a social hub. That's all it was. So
Yeah.
anything else you add to the reef, we've never seen before. So you don't need to say that, because there was that in the prison. That was
Yeah,
it.
prison. That was
I
yeah,
mean, you say
that was it.
Forgotten Shores or whatever. I'm misnaming it, but We never been there, so you don't have to tell me never been. I know we've never been. I've only been to the reef.
I think I would remember if I went there.
I would remember if I've been to somewhere like that, okay?
Maybe when you're flying in, you saw the glimpse of it.
No, we flew through the wreckage. We get plenty of documentation of that. And also another cool thing about the Dreaming City, granted it's kind of like they took from Lord of the Rings and a few other places and they had a baby. Like, okay, that looks cool. It's kind of like Rivendell, but in space, in my opinion. But the fact that it changes because of raids that happen and how we can go in and raid and it can affect what happens in that endgame area.
That would be cool. Because I
They
noticed
stated that.
Yeah. I just realized I was just thinking about it. There's really not many cool scenic spots in Destiny just to go and chill and look over. Unless you're in a social spot. There's not many places I can just go in the world and sit down like, ooh, this is pretty. That's just one thing I'm actually not interested in. In the city, is there any place I can just go and just look at the pretty scenery? This is my
Yeah,
scenery.
because all the pictures of it during the ViDoc, it was gorgeous.
Yeah, because that's one thing they don't have is I want to stand here and just admire the scenery. I love it when you can just go exploring and looking at that stuff and get lost in nature. Yes, this is a shooter, it's an MMO, but there's not many places I have enjoyed just stopping and admiring the scenery because it doesn't catch my eye.
Believe it or not, people, there's more than just shooting things. Like, look at that tree.
What?
That is a really good looking tree.
Like, those are things I'm excited about. The weapon changes, and another thing, and I think it's great that they're adding this back. I don't know why they took it away, but the fact that they're giving back weapon randomization, the random rolls where I can pick up 5 different guns of the same gun name. Example, Better Devils, and not a single
Yeah,
one
I
be
remember
identical.
you told me about that once.
Yeah, and the fact that, okay, I pick up my Better Devils, I gotta take care of my baby and grind with her for a couple hours or a couple days to get her maxed out with all the perks. And they're doing the same thing with the armor, like adding armor perks. Now I'm hoping that you can kind of spec with your armor set that we get in June. I mean not July, September. That you can, it's like, okay, I'm playing a warlock. I want to buff out my healing rift or my empowering rift. What do I need to go hunting for to have like this super massive rift that deals a crazy amount of damage? Where
Oh, I
people
thought
are,
you were saying, like, you wanted to heal you. Like, you stand in it, you will not die. You are immortal.
well, there's that aspect too. It's like, I want to be like the healer where if you just, the moment you walk in, you are instantly healed and like, you come and get me. I am broken.
I'm sort of like managing the bubble titan. When you walk in the bubble, you will almost guaranteed to be safe no matter anything
But
happens
it's
to
a
it.
rift.
So you still take damage, but you shouldn't be able to do a one shot or something.
Yes. Like a rocket comes down, it's like, huh, I'm in my immortal rift. That rocket didn't do anything.
I'm now just imagining, oh no, the person's down, instant revive.
I didn't have to use my token in the raid. Best thing ever.
Wait. I don't believe they said if that was actually going to be a thing, and like,
No,
if they
but
were still going to keep doing tokens. Because I
that's
believe that
yet to
was
be
one thing
seen.
that you told me. That
That's yet
wasn't
to be
the
seen.
one.
Well, we have the reputation bundles, and the reputation that you gain by doing activities, and the tokens is essentially the same thing.
Ah.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see the changes and what they mean with the armor perks. Or am I able to specialize and create my character? Let's say I'm a Titan. I want to build my Titan a certain way. When I pop up my shield, we can shoot through it, but nothing can shoot through me.
And I'm just thinking of what I can do with hunters.
I'm
It's just like, I want the most powerful freaking knife in the world.
Well,
I hit your pinky toe, you're dead.
like those are things that would be great. It would allow you to really think about your team comp when you run into nightfalls or when you run into raids. You would want your team comp a certain way.
Because let's face it, right now in most raids, the team comp is, well, Fierce Phoenix with Tether, Golden Gun with Social Nighthawk, and then just throwing hammers. That's really about it. And then empowering moves with Warlocks. That's it.
Yeah, I was about to say Warlock just in case.
And the Rally Barricade.
But depending on the raid, you
That's
don't need the rally.
no, but that's generally the meta. So it'll be interesting. I'm looking to actually see how this would actually change the meta.
Yeah, the fact that they have armor sets coming in, and granted we don't know anything, would be interesting to see those implement changes. Like I want, and hopefully they can implement these changes. And we know that we're kind of like a non-existent voice in the community, but these are ideas that we've had and some of our friends have, and I think would be great. Now the other aspect, yeah, this is all exciting. Yet there are a few concerns that some of the community have expressed on other channels and other forums, and that is the price for this
$70.
expansion. The
$70, and that's with the annual pass, and how you have to own the previous DLCs in order to play this DLC.
and that's where a lot of people are hesitant right now in this state of the game. Don't worry about pre-ordering. Wait and see if Bungie will release Destiny 2 Forsaken pack, expansion pack, or digital pack, or physical pack like they did with Destiny the Taken King edition. See if there's going to be a Destiny 2 Forsaken edition. Just wait it out a little bit, because if you can pay only $60 for that and it comes with the annual pass, or $80 for that with the annual pass,
And you get all the users of the first one, thus you're getting into the game because this looks epic to you. That would be the best deal instead of dumping over $100 into the game.
yes, because as it stands right now, for those who currently own Destiny 2 but they haven't picked up the 2 expansions, they have to pick up the expansions and then pick up Forsaken.
Which is an interesting move, because I know me and here and Renegade here, we play an MMO every once in a while together. And when we picked it up, we bought the newest expansion, and it included the previous 2 expansions in that price.
Mm-hmm.
Thus, you still need the previous 2 expansions to get to the new expansion, but that price gave you the previous 2 expansions.
Yes.
Which
Now I
was
will.
greatly appreciated.
Oh, it's fantastic, and I'm hoping that Bungie will do that, because they did that with Destiny. They had the Taken King edition. I'm hoping they do that with their Forsaken as well, so they can draw in a new set of players like they did with me and Rich here, where we were the Destiny Taken King players and year 2 players of Destiny. And yes, we will never understand the grind that you year 1 players had to go through. I'm just hoping they do something similar for the Destiny 2 year 2 players, where they can come in and pick up the base game, the 2 expansions, and Forsaken all at the same time. And then there's some griping, complaining about the annual pass with being $30 and it should be included free. But we don't know all the content yet that they're dropping. There's speculation. We have some thoughts where some people are saying some April update that happened with Destiny 2 Destiny Taken King. I'm just saying we don't know. It's going to be more content. Yes, there's going to be some more stories, but they said that there's not going to be a lot of cinematics. I'm saying there's still probably going to be some stories, but not cinematic heavy. Kind of like how Destiny's story was like. There wasn't a whole lot of cinematics. It was audio over as you're flying to the planet.
And now they're doing the missions. I personally don't like the idea of the annual pass, because it's the DLC inside of the DLC, which it doesn't feel right to me. I don't like that idea, and thus that keeps me away from contact, away from probably gear and better stuff that I could be using, that I could end up liking. And this is coming from the guy that doesn't care half the time for the meta, or getting all the geared, what is it called right now? I'm drawing a blank. What's it called right now? It's for the exotics.
The Catalyst?
Yes, I don't care really getting catalyst, because I'd rather find a cool legendary, and like, okay, I can get catalyst my exotics and use them I make them stronger, but half the time I just pull out the exotics because, hey, look, this looks good. And yeah, like I said, so this is coming from a guy that really doesn't care much half the time from the meta, just find stuff that I like and use. I hate the idea I can find a weapon that I can enjoy and I can't use it because it's
Mhm.
behind the DLC inside the DLC.
Yeah, and that's where there are concerns. And yeah, $70 is a lot to ask for a year or two's worth of content. But if we were to break the numbers down, you're paying $40 for expansion. We're hoping that this expansion is
Mhm.
equivalent to a
Taking King.
Taken King type expansion where you can't
Yeah.
sit down and play in 30 in an hour.
Because the past couple of matches has been 5 missions. If this is 5 missions, I think Bungie's gonna hear get nice good earful from the community.
The community will leave, in my opinion. A lot of the players will leave and never touch another Destiny or another Bungie game ever again.
If it did that.
And I don't think they will. I think Bungie is well aware. They had that community summit that happened a couple months ago. They are well aware that if they pull that same stunt, that's it.
Yeah. Now for the and then going into the next section with the annual pass, that's $10 per pass. So they get 5 story missions with that. I'm not gonna complain since you look at the equivalent to $10 for the DLC. 5 missions for that, I'm not gonna complain too much since it'd be $10 for it.
And with the annual pass, it also includes raid layers, new strikes, new end game content. Now, I don't like the fact that players are going to be locked behind content because of a paywall. I'm never a big fan of that. And yes, I will admit I have gone ahead and pre-ordered. Shoot me, whatever, hate me, say mean stuff to me in the comment section if it makes you feel better. The reason why I went ahead is because I know I'm going to play. If you're not sure, you're a little hesitant, just be patient, just wait, don't jump the gun. Wait for reviews, wait for what you think before you jump back in. If you're not sure and you don't feel like it's worth $70, then wait. That's the best advice I can give. Is wait.
And I'm just gonna throw this out here. I almost feel like waiting for year 2 D3 when that comes out to pick up the game. Just to wait D2 up me up.
There's a lot of issues with Bungie and Destiny community at the moment. Hopefully things will turn around, and I don't know who to point the finger at, whether it's the publishers who's pushing this or whether it's the studio, because I don't know who has the final say in some matters. I don't know if it's the studio that's making the game or it's the publisher that gets to create the final say. And so one of my friends says, blame both of them equally.
And that's fair.
Wait, I feel like I know that friend.
Those are my thoughts, and I'm excited for the DLC itself, the new stuff. I'm excited for it.
Gambit looks epic. That's one thing I'm looking for.
Yes, I was waiting for us to get into this.
Gambit.
PvE, PvP.
Oh,
You can send in your PvP lovely friend that loves wrecking people to the side wreck that in the team while your PvE god can stay on his realm and just wreak havoc.
it's the best way to describe Gambit. Take PvE and PvP, and they finally decided to get married and have a baby. And this is Gambit.
And didn't they say that this would be a part of, like, it would, like, have its own bubble?
It will
Yes.
be its own playlist.
Yeah.
And they have stated out, yes, there will be matchmaking. I don't know why you wouldn't think that, but yes, there is matchmaking for it.
So just to clarify, this isn't part of Crucible at all.
It is its own playlist in Crucible. Let's just
I'm just now matching Trials and 9 Gambit style.
So, going off of that, and seeing how it has its own bubble, and, you know, in Destiny 2 now, how there are things that you have to do in order to get Brighting Rooms, do you think possibly a new Brighting Room, if they keep doing that, if a new Brighting Room would have to be done for doing Gambit matches.
Powerful Ingram, that could be a possibility if they're not revamping that
if
system.
if they're not touching their milestones and leaving it as is, we'll just go off this assumption. We're just assuming here, speculating, guys. You jump,
Speculations.
you jump into Gambit, and it will count towards your Crucible Ingram.
But you're not really doing PvP though. It's more PvE. It's both.
It's both. That's
why
If it would count towards Crucible, I'd forget
Count
Crucible
you
entirely.
in.
I hate it.
you may still have your rage moments when that enemy player jumps into your side and wreck. So before we start going into the specifics, let's explain Gambit for those who haven't watched the ViDoc.
Okay.
Gambit essentially is your team of 4 versus another team of 4. You're each in your own instance of a PvE arena, and you're fighting enemies. Each enemy you defeat, motes drop. You pick up the motes, you turn into this little volt thing, and you summon another creature to fight down and take them out. Now, if you collect yourself enough motes, you open up a portal, and you can send one player on your team over into the enemy team and wreak havoc on them and catch them by surprise.
Guys? How you doing, guys? Let me just shoot this rocket at you. How's your day been?
It's like, hello there. Let me just use my,
Hello.
Kamehameha wave on
I
you
see.
for a moment. Let me just go
Let me
anime
just come
for a
on
moment.
here. Let me just activate my new Hunter Super for freaking Night Stalkers and just shink, shink, shink.
Let me just go, Golden Gun and just go complete ninja
Boom,
on
boom, boom,
you.
boom.
Fire knives.
Just throw out the fire knives at you real quick, or you know what, guys? I'm sending over my Titan. He's gonna go full Thor on you, King Thor cell. Big massive axe.
Or we can have a Panic Titan. That's what we call the Fist of Havoc Titans.
Mm.
And he's gonna rain havoc on you.
And for your team to win, you have to defeat your boss. You have to summon your boss and defeat your boss first.
Hey guys, to summon the boss, let's go back.
Okay.
Let's kill them.
That's what I was
So-
confused about. I was just like, okay, so you get to a certain point to where you summon, they're called primordials, by the way. So you summon your primordial on the enemy team. Do we just keep respawning? Is it just we kill it to that point? That's what I was confused about.
E3, they will release Gambit, and that will be there.
They can't make it to E3 or Guardian Conf.
You beta tester. You got us in this mess in the first place.
Because they said whenever you killed the primordial, that's game over. So I was really confused because the enemy team summons the primordial. So if their primordial dies, does that mean they've lost or they've won?
Win. That's the winning mechanic in the game.
You gotta get all the items to summon your primordial to kill it. But every time you cash those in, you slow down the enemy team.
So you have to find a balance with the motes to be able to summon yours, but also slow down the enemy team on their summons.
Ah.
So that's where it's super cool. You have the PvE and the PvP, and it's a kind of race against time. And it'll be interesting to see if there's a time limit on the match or not. We'll have to wait and see with everything else. And that's another game mode I'm excited for. That's a really unique game mode. And I'm pretty sure, I may be wrong, it may be free for all Destiny 2 players, whether you have the DLC or not. And to make this clear, for every game update they do, every player gets to enjoy the update. But if it's for Forsaken or items that are locked behind a DLC, you cannot use those items, but you get to enjoy the updates that they give to everyone. They have yet to confirm nor deny about the year 1 weapons getting the new updates as well. That is yet to be seen, so we'll just hope that Bungie delivers and say yes, all weapons will receive weapon randomization when Forsaken drops.
Hopefully.
Does anyone else have any thoughts, comments, questions?
There was one thing. It was about one part in the ViDoc was I saw a Stormcaller, like he like did this thing to where he like clenched his hand into a fist like to crush something, and I looked and he used his grenade, but then God, what is that thing called?
The Arc Soul.
An Arc Soul appeared. Thank you. That wasn't originally a thing, was it?
Not to the Stormcaller. It was only Voidwalker on the bottom skill tree with Devour, where you would eat your grenade and your health would regen on kills that you make. You have a small time limit and your health would regen. And you can do the same thing on the other tree where you can make where you use super energy to make the grenade stronger. So it'll be interesting to see what they're going to do with that, and if they're going to do talent trees, or you can do what Destiny 1 had. You have all your abilities and you get to pick and choose how you want it to lay out and then create your own build. Because let's say you want exploding knives but a 6-shooter, or the exploding knives but a single or the 3-shooter, you can do that. Destiny 1 allowed you to have free range on what you did with your super versus being locked behind a set build. Maybe they'll bring that back, maybe they won't. We'll just have to wait and see, be patient. This has been a SaltyChillersEntertainment review speculation video on the ViDoc of Destiny 2 Forsaken. This is Herodarkness.
Richnumbers.
And Red Renegade.
And as always, guys, stay salty. And if you enjoyed this video, leave that like, leave a comment, share, subscribe, and stay salty.
God for the ones that we shelter.